Okay, now we can get going on this thing. Look at that beautiful rust. Let's see how quick we can do this. Sealer on, 10-minute flash. Time to tack it, blow it, get spraying the base coat. We're ready to go right there. I went back to back. Just gonna double check everything, and just as I kind of thought it, this is a more difficult color to spray. We're gonna hit it with another orientation coat, really blend it out nicely. So I'm gonna go mix up a little bit more paint, and we'll get the orientation on, then a control coat, and that should be it. I dropped my spray out card, but I'm still gonna check the colors, see what I got, and pray for the best. Keep in mind this is about a control coat. Color's on point, it's a little finer, but I do a control coat that will make this a lot more coarse. Well, we got a butt match right there. Base coat is on, and for reference we're talking 22 degrees metal temp. I think we're doing pretty good. So I'm going to clean up my paint guns, mix up some clear, and let's start shooting that and get out of here. Aside from speed being a huge factor in switching, my biggest concern with going from PPG to De Beer was color matching, and PPG is known for having really good color matches, and I'm literally noticing no difference in color matching. Yeah, there's some colors that are easier, some colors that are harder, but that's literally every paint system. So it's just a matter of doing spray outs and using your camera and just trying to use all the tech and chips and everything you can to get to where you need to go. But not noticing any difference in difficulty in finding most of the colors. If anything, it's probably a tie across the board. If not, I might give the edge to De Beer. I'm having lots of success getting really good colors, especially that one in the booth. It can be a little tricky. And another thing, that if you spray PPG, you know that it is very expensive. You definitely pay for the name brand, and cost-wise, with this system versus PPG, we are saving a substantial amount because it is just a lot more cost effective, and you're not necessarily paying for that name brand. So really, we're kind of winning all across the board right now. Good matches, fast, like boot cycles are really fast. I don't have a bake cycle either. You got to remember that. Like, I can't just like hammer on the paint, maybe do a quick flash for like 5 minutes, really get that paint nice and dry, then spray some clear. Like, we are just running it old school. So to have paint dry fast, just in the air without any heat is really good. And yeah, so color match, cost, and dry time, it's all been top notch. We started running Q1 tape, the yellow stuff. They got yellow and green. I think they got a beige. Went with the yellow. It's thinner and it's more cost effective, so you got to get used to it being so thin. But again, going back to paying for the name brand, like we're paying less for our tape, and I'm loving it way more. It sticks way better. And the nice thing about this company, what I heard, is that they do everything in-house. So if there was any disruption to the supply chain, like, they do it all. They source all the materials, they make it all in-house. Any glues or papers or whatever they need to make the tape, like, they handle it. So they're not relying on a few different sources just to get their product out. You're not going to get as much delays if something does happen through them versus some of these bigger brands where they source from all over the place. There you have it. Blend it and send it. Let's get some clear on this bad boy. I was mixing my clear, not a good showing. and I over poured. So I had to recalculate because I didn't need it to fail on me because there's too much hardener. So that's about, on average, 2 jobs worth of leftover clear in this one. So it is what it is. And we are getting awfully close to the top. Getting there. When did I start this? I think this was maybe late January. So if that's a month's worth of wasted clear, I think that's pretty good. I mean, unless somebody can show me what they're doing, but I think that's pretty good. So the really cool thing about these cans, I'm just getting a new one put on here, is that the bottom right there, like when you even look at the inside walls, it scrapes the can clean as you push the paint out. So when you have this, that right there is the bottom of the can. Like there is not much left in this container. A few grams and that's really about it. There is very, very limited amount of waste when it comes to these cans. See? That turned into this. That I was skeptical at first when I started using it, but I immediately figured out like this is way better. So what I've learned is that anytime you do a silver, it's always going to have that base additive. Not always. Sometimes I should say. Sometimes it has that. If it has that, it has quite a bit. Like I ended up putting 51 in. I'm going to go back to back. They say don't go back to back with silver. And the reason for that is I want to get my color covered as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to do a second orientation coat. It should be completely covered. Metallic should be sitting where they need to sit. Drop coat, send it, boom, time to go home. So I got my color mixed. I sprayed it out, and I'm looking at it going, I don't like it. It's a touch light on the flop. I come into here, I know I've got this one and that metallic in there. And this little arrow right here, you go back up to here, darkness of the flop. I want my flop to be darker. And I want it to be a touch coarser. So a 4 and a 3 and it's a darker flop. I'm going to play with this. And I think I'm going to take, let's take 5% of that out, but then put that in place for it. And I'm hoping that's enough. I'm sure it is. I mean, I'm so close right now already. I'm just trying to get it like even tighter. But if I can just get that just to flip a little darker, we're laughing. Yeah, you can't be a real painter unless you got the motivated painter's blower. But on this job, repair back there, there's a couple of chips up there, and this whole lip is chewed up from rocks. We ended up fixing that lip while we were here, kind of blending the color, hiding in the body lines, but so far looking like we got a nice smooth blend. Finish blowing this thing off. I think it might be good now actually. Throw a drop coat on, send it, really just hit it with some clear and we're on our way. I think we'll take that in the repair area. Just pretty nasty there, but yeah, color looks good. Kind of blended it up through here. Tried hiding through the body lines there. What do you do with the rust? I figured scuff the orange off, put some color on it. There's no way around it unless you're doing a new bedside or you're patching it in, but common with these trucks, that's for sure.